let's get started. So we're going to start in child's pose. So in child's pose, knees can be together or wider if you feel like you need to expand your lungs. So feet together, knees together or wide. Slide your hips back to your heels. Extend the arms out. Rest the forehead on the mat. Breathe. So I'm going to sit up for a minute so I can talk. In child's pose, stay there. Close your eyes. Trust that you'll be led through the class and you can just breathe for a moment. Allow yourself to come into this space, into your body. Relax. Breathe. If you're worrying or thinking about anything, if what I had just mentioned brought up some thoughts, allow it to just wash away for now. Allow the background noise to fade away and just be here. Enjoy being in child's pose. Take deep cleansing breaths as you're in child's pose. Bow to the divine within. Now, while you're in child's pose, begin to think about what your intention is for practice. Is it to gain more clarity? Is it to align deeper with your soul's mission? Perhaps it's an affirmation such as, may I be peaceful, or may I live my life with ease and well-being. And perhaps as our group intention is a suggestion to focus on your divine light within. As you bow to the divine within, now is the time where you can focus on your inner light. Your inner light is always there, untouched by the outer world. You can allow that to express and flow outward. Even visualize it as bright light filling your body, filling your aura, spreading outward, and then out to the world. As you fill yourself up, you'll have more energy to express and shine your light outwardly. Know that you can tap into this peace within no matter what's happening around in the world. Know that you are deserving. You are deserving of love, of receiving love, and being that light. So allow it to flow in and out in balance. And take a few more deep cleansing breaths, pondering this. As you're ready, slowly rise up. Take your knees under your hips, wrists under shoulders. We'll do a few moving cats here. So we're going to inhale, extend the spine, kind of lower the rib cage to the mat, gazing slightly forward. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, chin to chest. And let's do that a few times. Inhale, open. Exhale, contract. And know that you can hold wherever you'd like to hold. Honor the wisdom of your body. Always listen to that little whisper inside. Our body is always speaking to us. So listen to the whispers, and then you don't need to hear the screams. Your body will just get louder. One more time, both ways. And now, take your hands forward an inch or two. curl the toes under. Press up, down dog. Inhale, elongate the spine, the legs. Press through the centers of your palms into the earth. Fingers wide. Feel as if your heels want to reach the floor. Heart wants to reach the thighs. And your shoulders are in a nice centered location, not too far forward or rounded. They're nice and centered. And from down dog, go back to that table pose. Just lower the knees. Inhale. Keep keep your toes curled under. Exhale, down dog. Float back and forth. Inhale, exhale. Couple more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And now plank pose. Extend the feet if it feels like you don't have that straight line. You want a straight line from head to heels, belly in. Remember, don't lower the hips. Don't lift them too high. Nice and straight. Gaze down. Straight line from head, neck, spine down to your toes, your heels rather. Plank pose, down dog. Plank pose, don't move the feet, don't move the hands. Down dog. This is your perfect down dog. When you take it from plank pose to down dog without moving your hands or feet, that's your down dog. It's a great way to get people in that perfect alignment as you're teaching. Great way to get yourself there when you can't see yourself. There's no mirror around, making sure it feels right in your body with that proper alignment. So, plank pose, down dog. Stay in down dog. Lift the heels up high. Bend the knees. Tilt your pelvis so that it turns and lifts the tailbone up higher. And then you feel a deeper hamstring stretch, the backs of your thighs. Take a breath. This is down dog, bent knee, down dog. Walk the feet forward. Lower down. Fold forward. Knees bent or straight. Mindful of modifications. And then let's do ragdoll. Hand to opposite elbow. Lower the upper body and rock side to side if that's accessible. Nodding head yes and no. Release the tension. Lower the hands down to the mat. Begin to round your spine. Roll up. Nice and easy, one vertebra at a time. Head will come up last. Coming into mountain pose. Feet together or walking distance apart, your choice. Close your eyes. Arms and legs are straight and activated. Take a breath. In mountain pose, make sure you're feeling all four corners of your feet pressing into the mat. Arms and legs are straight and activated. Your pelvis is kind of tucked in a little. Spine is straight. And then you lift up through the crown of your head to the sky. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Take a few more breaths. Really reach your fingertips to the earth. Your mountain pose is your template for all other poses. Being mindful of that. And slowly opening your eyes. So let's do a couple Tai Chi breaths. Go as slow as I go. This is a beautiful way of using movement and breath to just go slow, a moving meditation. So let's inhale, palms face up, nice and slow. As you reach all the way up into upward salute, flip the palms down towards the ground. And then exhale. This is called sinking chi, bringing the energy back into the body. When you hit your root chakra, your tailbone, flip the palms up again. Inhale. At your heart, flip one more time. This is called supporting heaven, light, a pillar. And let's do that one more time. Inhale. Flip the palms down, sinking to bring the energy back into your body. Flip the palms up at your root chakra. Inhale. At your heart, flip again. Stretch the spine, stretch the arms. So now let's do a sun breath. We're going to come to the tops of our mat. So now, feet together or walking distance apart. Inhale, arms out and up, back bend if you choose. Swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. So coming up halfway, remember, spine is straight always. So hands can either be on the mat or your shins, whatever helps you keep your spine straight. You can come up onto blocks if you're holding this for a long time. Lower back down, fold forward. Knees bent or straight, reverse swan dive. Arms out, all the way up, palms together, down to your heart. Take a breath. Sun salutation B. Inhale, arms up, upward salute. Bend your knees, sit back, chair pose. Feet together or walking distance apart, you're tucking the pelvis. Lower the arms if you need to modify in the lower back if there's still any strain. Breathe. Stay higher if you need to modify. Go lower if you're called. Inhale up, backward, back bend if you choose, and then swan dive. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, step back or jump back if you're really wanting to get into this right now. We'll start with our modified chaturanga. So feet are walking distance apart, hands shoulder distance, lower knees down. Bend elbows in towards the rib cage as you lower all the way down. Come onto the tops of your feet, keep hands under shoulders, come up low cobra. Elongate the spine and then find that gentle back bend. Navel's still on the mat. That pretend orange is on the back of your neck, so your neck is elongated, and then you're gazing forward. Lower back down, curl the toes under, press back and up, down dog, lift the hips up high. Feel as if your tailbone wants to reach high to the sky. Allow your head to hang loose, there's no tension in the neck, and down dog. Let's take left foot forward, runner's lunge. So legs length apart, knee over ankle for that front knee. Push through the heel of that back foot. And really quick, I want to show you here 4 movements of lunge. Come forward and back, forward and back. That's 1 and 2. And then 3 and 4, pulse up and down. So you can lift your hips up high or stay nice and subtle, just pulsing, warming up your hip flexor a little more. Do what feels good for you. And now we're going to turn that back foot flat. Angle it towards the top corner of your mat. Rise up, warrior one. So remember, warrior one, hips are facing forward like 2 headlights shining forward. Reach the arms up, relax the shoulders, but reach tall. That front knee likes to fall out or in sometimes. Just keep it centered. Make sure it's either over the ankle or a little higher. Never be on the ankle. And mindful of your foundation, just like mountain pose. Make sure your knee, see that back knee? Make sure it's facing wherever your toes are going. And even still, if this is too much, you feel any strain on the knee, turn your hips so you modify more so that you're sure that you're being mindful of whatever's happening in your body today. So if you can't take that full warrior one with the hips facing forward, take the modifications that I'm explaining. Palms together, down to your heart, down to the mat. Step back into your plank pose. Take your vinyasa. So you can stay with your modified chaturanga, knees down, or lower the whole body down. And then your elbows are still in. Hover. Scoop forward. Come onto the tops of your feet or your thighs and knees, whatever feels good for your up dog. In up dog, try to keep those wrists under your shoulders. So if you feel like they're too far back a little, you can just scooch back. Elongate, back bend, gaze slightly forward or up, neck is elongated. Curl the toes under. Press back and up, down dog. Deep breath. We're going a little slow here so that because this is our first sun salutation and I want to make sure that we're nice and warmed up, and we're calling out to some extra modifications today in this class to your sun B. So now, down dog, if that became too much for them or you, come to table, lower the knees. So from down dog, we're going to take our right forward now, runner's lunge. Get that good alignment again. Grab it, push it, pull it, however, get your foot up there so that the knee is over the ankle. That good alignment. Spine is always straight, so use your blocks if you need to come up a little bit higher. That feels better. I see this often in class. It's a beautiful modification to help you come up a little higher and feel this pose. And then it's, they're able to sink their hips if they need that modification. And your spine is nice and straight. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then 4 movements of lunge. So we scooch forward and back, just rolling on the back of the ball of your back foot as you lean forward. Knee goes a little beyond that ankle so that you can do this forward and back. 1, 2, now 3, 4. Hips up and down a few times. Go slow and subtle or go higher. A little or a lot, your choice. Use your breath. Stay with your breath. That's the most important part of yoga. Come back to your runner's lunge. Turn your back foot flat. Angle it towards the top corner of your mat and reach up. High lunge, or rather, warrior one. So remember is it class 2 now? I'm going to start to forget which class is which now. When you're down here in your runner's lunge and we came into our crescent lunge through the core, rounding the spine, see which way feels good. Start from the tailbone, strengthen the core, and then reach up. Arms rise. So you have your grounding, all 4 corners of your feet grounding into the earth. Try not to grip with the toes, very common in Warrior One and Humble Warrior. Feel all 4 corners of your feet grounding into the earth. Get that foundation. Feel the strength rising up through the earth in Warrior One, through your legs, through the core that's strengthening, lifting from the core, then the hips, or rather, then the ribs. And then arms can express, heart can open, breathe. Your gaze can be forward or up. Palms together, down to your heart, down to the mat. Step back. Take your vinyasa, chaturanga or modified, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees. So here you can step up or jump up if you're ready. Lower down, forward fold. Bend your knees, sink the hips down. Leaning back, reach the arms up by your ears if that's accessible. You can see your toes. Knees are never beyond the toes in chair pose. Inhale, upward salute. Palms together, down to your heart. Deep breath. So now let's inhale, back bend, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga, lower. Inhaling up. Exhale, inverted V. Let's inhale, right leg to the sky, down dog splits, my favorite. This can be hip height or higher. Whatever feels good. This is a full body stretch for both of the legs. Feel that. And then flex your foot, that right foot. Bend the knee. Got it up and over. Stack your hips. Try to keep the shoulders parallel to the floor in this beautiful hip opener, as well as a nice thigh stretch. Square the hips, right foot forward, runner's lunge. Ground your back foot down, nice and flat. Angle it towards the top corner of your mat. Warrior one, reach up. From warrior one, humble warrior. Interlace fingers or thumbs behind you. Relax the shoulders down, bring the shoulder blades in towards each other. Spine is straight, take a nice inhale. As you exhale, lower the upper body down, hinging at the hips, so that right shoulder is towards the inside of that bent leg, and you're lowering down. Hands can stay on the lower back or come up and away for that deeper arm shoulder stretch. Breathe deeply. Use your breath. Your breath is your prana, life force energy. It allows you to come into and out of these poses with more ease, more grace. 2 more breaths. And let's slowly release, rise up, reach tall, warrior one. Breathe, palms together, down to your heart, down to the mat. Step back, chaturanga or modified, lower. Inhaling back bend of your choice. Exhale, down dog. Other side. Inhale, left leg all the way up. Beautiful stretch. Take it to the height that works for you. Flex your foot. Bend this knee. Got it up, over. Stack the hips. Beautiful stretch. Shoulders are parallel to the floor. When you're ready, square the hips. Left foot forward, runner's lunge. Turn your back foot at that beautiful 45-degree angle. Angle it towards the top corner of your mat. Reach up. Warrior one. Let's take hands behind us, interlace fingers or thumbs. Open the heart. Bring shoulder blades in towards each other. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Left shoulder towards the inside of that bent leg. Hands can come up and away. So now, the crown of the head is either facing the mat or you're looking at the mat. Both are perfect. Whenever you need to, you can lower hands to mat to modify. Deep breaths. Breathe into your front thigh, doing extra strength work here. When you're ready, slowly rise up. Palms together, down to your heart, down to the mat. Step back, chaturanga, lower. Inhale up, exhale, down dog. Bend your knees, step up or jump up, fold forward. Inhale, reverse, swan dive, arms out, all the way up, palms together, down to your heart. Take a breath. So now let's inhale, back bend, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, step or jump back, plank. If you're jumping back, let's just mention that right now. If you're jumping back, your elbows are going to be bent once you come into that plank pose to be safer on the joints. So jumping back, you're right into your chaturanga basically. Now, modified or full, chaturanga. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky, down dog splits. Beautiful stretch. Right foot forward, runner's lunge. Grounding your back foot down, reach up, warrior one. Palms together, down to your heart. And now we're going to open. We're going to turn into warrior two. So when you're opening, heart is open, hips are open, and extend the arms out. Shoulder height for those arms, relax the shoulders. Warrior two, a little deep dive, tuck that pelvis in, spine is straight. I'm not looking at you right now, but I will be on the other side. Gaze out over your hand. Make sure the heel of the front foot is in line with the arch of your back foot. That back foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Breathe. So now when your hips are open, that front knee likes to fall in. Press it out behind you to try and keep those hips nice and open. Reverse warrior. Lower back arm down. Reach up and over with that right arm. So now as you do this, make sure it's not a back bend. It's a side bend. You're feeling it all along the side waist. Deep breath. That back hand can wrap around your lower back. Side ankle. Bring that right forearm to your thigh. Left arm reaches up to the sky to start. So you have this beautiful pose where the legs tend to kind of get misaligned. So just call back to that if you see that happening in a class you might be teaching. Knee over ankle or a little further behind it. Spine is straight. It's so common to round the spine here, so make sure it's straight. Here's where you can take the top arm and reach up and over the ear. Spine again, beautifully straight. Breathe. Extended side angle. So now we take that hand, that forearm that was on the leg, we're going to bring it down. Extend left arm back up to the sky. So you have a straight line from one hand to the next. And if you can't keep your spine straight, take your block, place it right in front of that foot, right next to your ankle. So you can be up higher and your spine is more straight if it was rounding at all. Your gaze, just like triangle pose, you can gaze up, out, or down. Breathe. When you're ready, come back to the top of the mat. Remove your block if you used it. Step back into your plank, vinyasa, lower down. Inhale up, exhale down dog. Other side, inhale, left leg, breathe. Left foot forward, runner's lunge. Turning your back foot at that beautiful angle, preparing for warrior one. Reach up, reach hands to the sky. Beautiful foundation in the legs, strengthen the core and reaching. Palms together, down to your heart. Turn your upper body, turn that back foot. Hands are still at your heart. Get that good alignment in the legs for warrior two legs. Heel in line with the arch of your back foot. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. And then we'll take our arms out, shoulder height. Your gaze will be towards the front, above, just over your hands, over that middle finger. Relax the shoulders. Breathe into your spine, elongate. Feel that crown of your head elongating. Reverse warrior, lower the back arm down, reach up and over with that left arm, gaze towards the sky. Side bend, not a back bend. Choose if you'd like to keep that hand riding down the leg or reaching out behind you, wrapping around the lower back. Peaceful warrior. Side angle, forearm to thigh. Take your right arm up. Spine is straight. Breathe. Now this could be your pose, or you can take arm up over your head. So when you do it over your head, you have that straight line again from hand to foot. A lot of straight lines in yoga, extensions and breathing. When you're ready, extended side angle. So have your block if you need it. So you're reaching that left hand down in front of your front foot, right arm to the sky, straight line, hand to hand. Spine is straight. Or you're taking that block right in front of your ankle and allowing you to support yourself and get a little higher to keep your spine straight. Another breath. When you're ready, remove the block. Hands to the top of the mat, step back, chaturanga, lower. Inhaling up, exhale, down dog. Deep breath. Bend your knees, step up or jump up, fold forward. Reverse swan dive, arms out, all the way up, palms together, down to your heart. Take a breath. Inhale, arms up. Mudra hands, temple mudra. So interlace your fingers and point the index fingers to the sky. As you do this, so I'm going to come to center of my mat. Step right foot back. Straight line of energy from your upper body to that back foot. So warrior three. Lift the back leg as you lower the upper body. You're a balancing stick. This is the other name from warrior three. So balance. If you can only lift the leg this high, you're going to keep the upper body higher too. So you have that straight line. If you can go lower, it's about hip height. Hold the belly in towards the spine. Flex that back foot. Keep it to about hip height. Keep your gaze going wherever you are flowing in this warrior three. Breathe. When you need to modify, bring hands to heart or behind you for your airplane in warrior three. So now this balancing leg, bend the knee if you need to, or straighten it when you're ready. When you find your pose, that's when you straighten this leg. Keep it there to give you extra support until you've balanced and bent it straight. We're going to step back into a high lunge. So reach the arms up, step back. Staying on the ball of that back foot. Both feet are facing forward. Palms together. Down to your heart. Take a vinyasa. Step back. Chaturanga. Lower. Inhaling up. Exhale, down dog. I'm going to come forward so I can be on the mat. Walk the feet forward. Lower down, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms out, all the way up, palms together, down to your heart. Take a breath. Other side. Step left foot back. A few inches. Inhale, arms up. Move your hands. Interlace fingers. Point the index fingers to the sky. So lean forward a little. Come onto the ball of that back foot if it was flat. And allow yourself to lower the upper body, lift the back leg up. So this could be your pose. Or maybe you can lower down more, so about hip height. And as you do this, decide if you can keep your hands up or take them to your heart or reaching back. Balance, modify. Some people need to modify so much that their hands are on the mat, and that's okay. You're working with getting into that pose and testing your balance. Or you can be by a deck, a wall, to hold you and keep your balance until you get there. Your body's preparing. It's progressing. One more breath. And let's slide back. High lunge. Palms together. Down to your heart. Step back. Take a vinyasa or go right to down dog. Lower. Inhaling up. Exhale, down dog. Walk your feet forward. Lower down, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms out, all the way up, palms together. Down to your heart. Deep breath. So top of your mat. Step right foot back. Or however you can get yourself so you can see me. A leg's length apart. So we're coming into our warrior two stance, but I just want to make sure you can start with legs length apart, and then we'll take a nice flow. Wrists are over your ankles. And then when you're ready, turn that front foot forward, warrior two. You might find that you need to step just a teeny bit wider, get that proper legs length apart for you and your warrior two. Gaze out over your hand. From warrior two, inhale, brings the arms up, straighten the front leg. Turn both feet to the top corners of your mat so that we can sink deep into goddess pose. So they're facing top corners of your mat and you're sinking. Inhale. Warrior two, opposite side. Gaze out over your hand, turning your feet in the proper positions they need to be. So back foot turns back, toes are turning back, and the front foot is parallel to the front of the mat. So now it's about flow. A little less about alignment here. We're going to flow as fast or slow as you'd like. Moving meditation. Inhale, goddess pose. Soles of the toes are facing the top corners of your mat. Lower down into goddess. Inhale, warrior two, other side. Inhale, exhale, goddess. Inhale, warrior two, opposite side. Inhale, goddess. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Couple more times for both sides. We're going to find our way to goddess. Bring palms to your heart. Bend the knees, toes pointed to the top corners of your mat. Make sure the knees are over the ankles or further back if you need to be a little higher. Breathe. Bring your forearms to your thighs. Lower more and deeper. Press the thighs out behind you. Open. Breathe. Just like our Malasana pose, see if you can lift the pelvic floor. Squeeze the rectum, the sex organs, shoot the Kundalini energy up the spine, the Sushumna channel, out through the crown of your head. Tongue to the roof of your mouth. Rise up. Straighten the legs. Inhale. Palms together to your heart. Back foot parallel to the mat. Front foot faces forward. Warrior two stance. But now we're coming into triangle. Inhale, arms up, shoulder height. Reach as far forward as you can. So you're not bringing the hips back. They're just shifting back on their own. Don't have that shift of the hips because there's a little something extra happening in your body that doesn't need to happen. It sort of tweaks your body over time. It's not a good thing in your body. So spine is straight. Reach as far forward with your upper body. Allow the hands to cartwheel down and out. Straight line from one hand to the next. Straight line, so straight spine, straight legs, straight arms, and your gaze is out, down, or up. To modify, use your block to the height that works for you if you feel like your spine is rounding at all. Bend the knee if you need to. Work towards straightening that knee. If you don't have a block, hand can go on your shin, your thigh, whatever works for your body. Couple more breaths. We're going to come into half moon. Take that top hand to your hip. Bend the front knee. Take your block about 12 inches in front of that front foot to the height that you think you might need it at. It could be high, low, medium. So it's about 12 inches. I'm going to scooch my foot back so I can do this and not hit the deck. So spine is straight. Triangle pose is the perfect pose to lead you into half moon. So now when you come up, scooch the back leg up, lift it to about hip height or lower if it's not quite accessible yet. Spine is still straight. You can stay right here in half moon or reach that top arm all the way up. Breathe. Same as triangle. Your gaze can be down, out, or up. If you're gazing up, it'll be more of a challenge for your balance. Try it. Flex that lifted foot. Bend your balancing leg. Slowly come back up. You can turn both feet facing forward, and then the back foot prepares for triangle pose. Move your block if you need to. So for triangle, Make sure the heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. You have the perfect feet. Back foot's facing, the toes are facing the back of the mat. Side of your foot, front foot, is parallel to the front of the mat. Arms up, spine straight. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale as you slowly reach as far back as you can, and now cartwheel hands down and up to the locations that they will go for you. Modify with blocks or come up higher onto your thigh or your shin. Take your gaze to where it feels comfortable on the neck today. One more breath. And let's take top hand to your hip. Prepare for half moon. Bend the front knee. Take your block if you need it, or if you have long arms like me, you might not need it. 12 inches in front of that front foot. Scooch the back foot up. And then have your hand in that position on the block or on the mat, lifting the back leg up, spine straight. Maybe you reach that top hand off your hip to the sky, or you can keep it on your hip the whole time. Listen. So same as Warrior 3. When you come into this pose, feel free to keep that balancing leg bent. Straighten it when you're ready. 2 more breaths. As you're ready, slowly come back to center. Feet are really, really wide. Legs length. Parallel feet, so they're parallel to each other. Toes are turned in. Inhale, arms up. So make sure ankles are under wrists. That's about where you want your feet to be. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, bring hands behind you. Fingers or thumbs come together. Bring shoulder blades in towards the spine. You lift, elongate the spine. Inhale, hinge at the hips, wide standing forward bend. Lower the upper body down, as low as it will go for you. Hands can stay on the lower back or they can come up and away. Stretching your arms, your shoulders, and allow your head to relax, the upper body relax. Take a block if you like. A lot of people like to use a block here to rest either their forehead or the crown of the head on a block. I love to do ragdoll, hand to opposite elbow, and then maybe you sway and then relax, close your eyes in this inversion. So making sure in your wide standing forward bend, you're shifting weight into the balls of your feet. Heels are still touching. You're just shifting the weight forward. If you need more intensity, walk the feet closer together. Less intensity, a little further away. If you go a lot further away, that's a lot different and even more intense in a different way. Coming into your splits pose. So wide standing forward bend, take about 3 more breaths. Relax, go deep inside. As you're ready, walk the hands forward. Keep your feet where they're at. Walking the hands forward a couple of feet. And now you're in a wide-legged down dog. Allow your heart to drop and dip further so that you feel like it's a down dog with wide feet. Relax the head so that your neck has no tension. Just enjoying this wide-legged down dog. Letting it all go. When you're ready, we're going to come into a wide-legged up dog. So slowly lower the hips, come forward, lower down more. Knees, top of your thighs, come onto the mat, come onto the tops of your feet. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, elongate your neck, gaze up. Bring the feet closer together, bend your knees. And if your knees came off the mat, bring them on the mat. Take them as wide as is comfortable for you. Start with feet in, frog pose. And lower down. So now you can lower to forearms and stay here. You can have a block or two to rest your head on a block or a blanket. So a lot of people love to just relax in this pose this way. If you are extra flexible, lower to your belly. And then maybe your arms are out at your sides, maybe palms together and namaste above your head. Your choice. Now, in frog pose, stay where you're at. Just make sure I can show you this. So in frog pose, your feet are together to start. More intensity, walk them out further away. Kind of flex the feet a little bit or start. And as you walk them out further away, you'll feel more intensity in the inner thighs, the hips. Slide your hips back an inch or two. From an aerial view, you'll look sort of like a frog. Take deep cleansing breaths in frog pose. This is a beautiful hip opener, and hip openers are wonderful for releasing energy from the hips. We block a lot of emotions in our hips. So here's where we get to allow it to come up, full release, and let it go. Oftentimes we don't need to know what it is anymore, just that it's energy that was blocked, and now we're allowing it to be released. Allow it to go. 2 more breaths. When you're ready, bring your hands back under your shoulders. Press up so that you can start to bring your knees back closer together. Slide back. Child's pose. So in child's pose, you can keep hands above your head or reach for your feet, round the shoulders a little, lower the head. Relax. Take a few breaths. When you're ready, slowly rise up. Come into a seated position. Easy seated pose. Take a nice inhale. Palms together. Down to your heart.